What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some major news here from Russian President Vladimir Putin on nuclear weapons and testing of nuclear weapons and what just happened here. And this comes as they said they weren't going to do this. Take a look here at what just happened. Yeah, so Putin explains when Russia would use nukes. And you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. Take a listen here. Russian President Vladimir Putin outlined when his country would use nuclear weapons. The Russian leader escalated his nuclear rhetoric at an annual meeting of the Valade Discussion Club in Sochi, declaring that Moscow has successfully tested the nuclear-powered, nuclear-capable Bury-Vestnik cruise missile. Okay? Nuclear-capable Bury-Vestnik cruise missile. And get this, a claim Kremlin officials denied just days earlier. And this is where you got to remember that Russia just lies through their teeth because they said they didn't test it just days earlier, and then Putin just a few days later confirms that they all just lied. Okay? Wow. All right? Many fear that Ukraine retaking Crimea would be a red line for Russia, and that Putin may use his country's nuclear capabilities to defend the territory, which was Ukraine's. Putin illegally annexed the Black Sea Peninsula from Ukraine in 2014. Quote, in the event of an attack on Russia, no one has any chance of survival, Putin warned. In a wide-ranging speech, Putin said Russia's military doctrine outlined two reasons for the country's potential use of nuclear weapons. The first being a counterattack should another country's first launch a nuclear strike on Russia. He said no nation would survive a retaliatory nuclear strike from Russia. To date, quote, there will be no chance for the aggressor to survive in the event of our response. The second reason, Putin said, is a threat to the existence of the Russian state, even if conventional weapons are used against our country. Putin said he saw no reason to lower the bar for using nuclear weapons, as one Russian analyst had suggested. Quote, I don't see the need for this. There is no situation in which today something would threaten the existence of Russian statehood. I think no person in his right mind would think of using nuclear weapons against Russia, and a potential enemy knows about our capabilities. Putin said back in September 2022 that he'd be prepared to use nuclear weapons to defend Russian territory. Quote, if the territorial integrity of our country is threatened, we will, without doubt, use all available means to protect Russia and our people. This is not a bluff, Putin said in a televised address to the nation at the time. Putin was also quoted by Russia's state-run news agency RIA Novosti as saying Thursday that the last successful test run of the Bury-Vestnik, a global-range cruise missile with a nuclear installation, a nuclear propulsion system, has been conducted. When Putin first announced the program to develop the Bury-Vestnik in 2018, he touted it as a low-flying stealth missile carrying a nuclear warhead with almost unlimited range, unpredictable trajectory, and the ability to bypass interception boundaries. I also want to talk about this here. Putin's plan for winning the war in Ukraine could be starting to become a reality. And the reason for this is I actually have a couple different points of view here on this. And I'll talk about this here in a couple videos going forward. I want to talk about one specific point here in that one, the divide of the United States right now. Okay. And we know that Ukraine is getting support from other countries right now. Okay. Um, so we'll set that aside right now. But look at the United States right now. It's more like the divided states right now. We can't even, Congress cannot even, the United States can't even align with itself. I mean, look at Congress right now. The Republicans just ousted their own Speaker of the House. So when you take the point of view of like Russia, China, Iran, or North Korea, they're literally sitting looking at the United States laughing at us. Okay. The Republicans ousted their own Speaker of the House for the first time in US history ever. Okay. They sided with Democrats. Only 8 Republicans were able to do this. Okay. And we have how many felonious counts against the former President Donald Trump? We have an impeachment inquiry against the current President Biden. Former President Donald Trump got impeached twice in the House of Representatives. We're probably going to have an impeachment inquiry, a full impeachment process against current President Biden. Literally, it seems like every one of our presidents are going to go through impeachment processes at this point, no matter who the president is. No matter who the next president is probably going to go through an impeachment process as well. It just seems like that, right? Now, don't get me started. I don't think that presidents should be over 80 years old. It looks like the 2 current presidents are going to be over 80 years old, or the 2 front runners for presidents. And it just seems like we are the divided states of America right now. And this is exactly what Putin wants. This is part of his plan, is to divide the United States of America. We are the divided states of America. We don't even have a Speaker of the House right now, a permanent Speaker of the House. And this is all part of their plan. This is what Russia, North Korea, China, Iran, all the enemies of the state, this is exactly what they want. If you were trying to, divide the United States, think about like before World War II, if you were like Japan or Hitler or something like that, this is what you would want to do. You would want to create chaos. And I'll get to my other part, some of my other thoughts here in upcoming videos. It'll take a little bit longer here, but just think about this. We are not united in any way, shape, or form right now. I mean, you literally have half the country that hates the current president. If the next president was a Republican, you would literally have half the country that hates him immediately. We just are not united in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, we've actually are at a sad state of our country, and we have been for a while. This is not really something new. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this, but we're not united in any way, shape, or form. I don't know what would change it. It's been this way for quite a while. In fact, if you look at our presidential approval ratings for any current president in recent years, they've been absolutely abysmal. In fact, the only thing that has made a current president even have good approval ratings was going back to 9/11 with George W. Bush. That is the only thing that made his approval ratings skyrocket to anything really acceptable. That's the only thing that really made our country come together, was being attacked like that from a terrorist group. It made our country come together. Why is it something like that that has to make our the United States of America actually be united? You guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments, but we need to do better. We need to do better. And Congress needs to do better, and we need to do better as a society. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here. If you haven't yet, make sure to like and share these videos. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. I'll keep you up to date here on everything happening here on a daily basis. This new war in Israel, the United States says we are going to support them. I'll keep you up to date here on everything you need to know about. The U.S. says there is Americans that could be dead or prisoners from that attack in Israel. Click here to see that here in this video, or click here to see the major Social Security announcement here coming in just a matter of a few hours. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.